Hey folks, it's time for another Machine Robo review. This is MR-16, also known as GoBots Scooter. Hey guys, I'm here from Transformers and Video Games, and welcome back to the channel. As I mentioned in my intro, today we're going to be taking a look at MR-16, also known as GoBots Scooter. Now the truth of the matter is, I'm not 100% certain which version of the figure this is. This came as part of an 80s toy collection that I bought a number of weeks ago, so throughout this review, I may be referring to it as Scooter or as MR-16. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's get right into the review. In the 1980s GoBots cartoon, Scooter was one of the friendly guardians. He was a highly intelligent inventor, capable of hacking into computer systems, and was equipped with a hologram projector, much like Hound from the original Transformers cartoon. Scooter was voiced by the legendary Frank Welker, who was also the voice of many other popular cartoon characters from the 80s, including Scooby-Doo, Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget, Soundwave, and of course my very favorite, G1 Megatron. The toy was originally part of the Machine Robo series as MR-16 Scooter Robo. It was later released by Tonka under the GoBots branding in 1983, and it remained available throughout the production of the GoBots toy line. Scooter is a predominantly red and black motor scooter with a few silver accents in just the right places. The figure has some nice molded details and a few sticker details, including a front headlight, which really adds to the realism in vehicle mode. In hand, the figure has a really nice weight to it due to a good amount of die-cast metal that was used all along the underside of the vehicle. You don't see that at all anymore with figures at this price point. The figure has one wheel at the front end that rolls really well, and two smaller wheels just past the center line towards the back end, which also roll, but are obviously there to help keep the figure standing well in vehicle mode. There's also a dummy wheel that's been molded in place at the back end to make the figure look more like a proper, real-world two-wheel scooter. As you can see, you don't see any robot kibble in scooter mode, giving away the fact that it's actually a robot in disguise. Overall, I think that this figure has a very successful vehicle mode. Now let's slide right into the transformation. Start off by grabbing the back end of the vehicle, lift it up and pull it straight back, then straighten out the legs. Collapse the back end of the vehicle into the front section, unpeg the arms from the front end of the scooter, and fold them back around 90 degrees. Fold down the front of the vehicle to form the chest of the robot mode, then rotate the front tire section back around 45 degrees to reveal the robot head. Move the arms into position. And that's it for the transformation. For a GoBot of this size, it has a very satisfying conversion. Now let's take a closer look at the robot mode. Scooter has a silver face with painted yellow eyes, and I must say that it looks much better than the goofy-looking animated face that they used in the 80s cartoon. In fact, this figure is very cartoon accurate in both modes, with the exception of the robot face. As you can see, the stickers act as really nice robot details in the abdominal and lower torso region. The robot mode is very well proportioned, and the figure has no visible vehicle kibble, with the exception of the front wheel that can be seen on his back, which I think we can forgive given the simplicity of the figure. The robot mode is simple yet effective, and much like the vehicle, it's very successful overall. Now let's discuss the articulation. The arms will move up and down 180 degrees, and will also rotate a full 360 degrees. The head will move up and down around 45 degrees due to transformation, but I'm not sure how meaningful head articulation like this really is. There's a small amount of upper thigh movement, and a very deep knee bend, so much so that if he wants to show off, he can actually kick himself in the rear end. Now that's talent. And that's it for articulation. Now for anyone who's interested in picking up an MR-16 or Scooter on the aftermarket, who wants to avoid accidentally buying a knockoff, I'm going to show you a few things that you should watch out for. Here are the figures side by side. The knockoff is on the left and the official figure is on the right side.
Now the first 2 points may be difficult to spot without having two figures side by side, but Scooter has a deeper red color compared to the brighter red color of the KO, and the sticker details are also larger on the knockoff figure. Now the next 2 points can be spotted very easily without a side-by-side comparison. If you flip the chest section up, you can see that the licensed version says MR-16, Bandai, 1983 Japan, compared to the knockoff version that has absolutely no licensing information printed on the figure. This is probably the easiest difference to remember and to look for. Another molding difference that I noticed is that the official figure has these two pegs on the upper portion of the underside of the chest flap. This might seem like an irrelevant difference, but they're actually used to peg and hold the fists in place in Scooter mode. My KO holds together just fine without them, but in this case, I think my figure was gently played with and is still pretty tight. In the case of a well-loved, heavily played with figure, there may be some issues holding everything in place without these two pegs.
Okay guys, here we are with the figure back in alt mode, and I think I'm going to leave it at that for today. In conclusion, would I recommend adding a GoBots Scooter to your collection? Let's put it this way. If you're a GoBots or Machine Robo collector, then I would highly recommend this figure. It's got a solid alt mode and robot mode, a fun transformation, and it looks fantastic on the shelf with your other figures. If you haven't historically collected GoBots, but maybe wanted to dip your foot in the water and see if you had an appetite for collecting these figures, then I would honestly give this one a try. I don't think you'd be disappointed. Anyways, thanks again for watching, everybody. Take care.